chasing them away.
The elephant came to the farm, but they didn't get into the farm because of this in the elephant.
This is our elephant-friendly honey. It's jarred very simply, and it's a symbol of all work.
Thank you so much. All right, well, Jumbo everyone, and welcome to Kilimanjaro Safaris. My name is Justin. I'm going to be your guide today as we enter the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Now, if you missed the rules I had when you were boarding the truck, you are in luck. I'm going to repeat them now. So, remain seated at all times with your arms, hands, feet planted inside the truck. Refrain from eating or drinking, and refrain from whistling if the animals are making other weird noises that could scare them off. And that's it. That's all I got. 3 little rules. It's going to be a pretty good safari today if you follow those 3 little rules. Now this first part of the reserve is the little Eturi Forest. In forest habitats, animals depend primarily on camouflage for defense. That means that they blend into their surroundings and they may be a bit more difficult to find. Now on the right hand side, it's an okapi. A lot of people think that the okapi are related to the zebra because they've got white stripes on their rear ends. Yeah, a lot of people are wrong. They're the only known relative of a giraffe, believe it or not, with the same bone structure and the same kind of tongue a giraffe has. So that is the okapi. As we come around the turn, look up the hill. Those are greater kudu. There are 3, all 3 are female. I can tell none of them have horns. Males have big spirally horns. They actually have the largest horns of any antelope. And those are the greater kudu. On your left, it's a black rhino. Black rhinos are the smaller of the 2 types of rhino that live here. They only weigh up to 3,000 pounds. You can tell the types of rhino apart by the shape of their mouth. Black rhino have a very pointy mouth with a prehensile upper lip, which makes it easier to tear leaves from branches in a forest habitat like this. And a saddle-billed stork next to us as well. Saddle-billed stork, they can stand up to 5 feet tall with a wingspan up to 9 feet wide. Guys, if you need a visual for that, the canopy of my truck's about 9 feet wide. That's one massive wingspan, eh? Now on the right side, there are some bongo. Bongo are known as the ghost of the forest because of how well they camouflage and how hard they can be to find. On your left, another saddle-billed stork. And now, my friends, we're going to head through the Safi River, which is a freshwater river. Like all sources of fresh water, it's a very important place for animals to go for a drink. And there's a small pod of pelicans. These are pink-backed pelicans. Pink-backed pelicans are named that for the color they turn during the mating season. They don't always have a pink back all year round. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see if there's anyone around the turn here. But there may not be.
Hay un hipopótamo por allá, creo.
Alright, I do see one hippo back there, guys, all the way by the wall, back by the waterfall. In the corner, there's a hippo. Hippos can weigh up to 5,500 pounds apiece. They can hold their breath up to 8 minutes at a time. And a group of hippo is called a float. Yeah, great job. A float of hippo. Yeah, so there is one back there. Over here, a few more than that. Some Nile crocodile. They can grow up to 20 feet long. Their bite is up to 2,000 pounds per square inch of pressure. And that's just for reference, later tonight when you go out to dinner, if you take a big strong bite of whatever you're eating, you're only going to be using about 200 psi. Just to tell you what the crocodile can do.
Quiero ver esa jirafa, ¿no? O estos de cuernos.
Alright guys, well this big old tree is a baobab tree, and baobab trees are known as the tree of life because of how much water that they can store in their trunks. So much so that during times of extreme drought, elephants have been known to pierce the trunk of the baobab tree with their tusks in order to get a drink. Now, one of the ways that they retain water so well is by remaining leafless a vast majority of the year. They do get leaves, but it's just for a very brief time at the peak of the rainy season. Without leaves, their branches look a bit like roots. You might also hear them called the upside down tree. And now we're going to be entering the savannah. And as soon as we get down this hill, I can see a giraffe already, guys. Giraffe are the tallest animals on land, and a fully grown giraffe can be up to 20 feet tall, depending on the species, of course. At birth, they are typically already about 6 feet tall. Now, guys, do you know what a group of giraffe is? Yeah, great job. Tower of giraffe. Tower of a giraffe. Now, over here, guys, some zebra, or zebra if you're from literally anywhere else in the world. Now, obviously, zebra have stripes, right? The question is, are they white with black stripes, or are they black with white stripes? And if you don't know, all you have to do is look at their nose. Right, that's the color of their skin without fur on it. Technically, they are black with white stripes. Alright, my friends, well, over here, there are some sable antelope. Sables are the official symbol of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Their fur gets darker when they age. It's a bit unusual. Most animals are like us. You know, when they get older, their hair turns lighter and whiter, but not the sables. Over to the right-hand side, there's a little tan animal here, and that's a springbok. They only stand at about 3 feet tall, but they can jump up to 6 feet in the air and up to 13 feet forward, all from a standstill. So that's what they're known for, the springbok, their incredible ability to jump, or, you know, spring. Big stretch, almost got it. So close. Alright, my friends, well, as we move forward here, there are some Ankoli cattle. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, hey, those Ankoli cattle, they look an awful lot like regular cows, just with really big horns. But that's only because they're pretty much regular cows, just with really big horns. Those horns can be up to 6 feet long. They're made of a honeycomb-like structure, which means that they are fairly hollow. And there are also some wildebeest up that hill. Wildebeest herds typically number in the thousands. Each year when it's time for the Great Migration, multiple herds will come together, and they'll form one massive herd that has up to 1.5 million members deep. That makes them the most densely populated mammal on Earth. Well, except for us.
Ese es el toro que yo quería ver. Y también...
On the right side, there's an elephant. Elephants are the largest animals on land, and a fully grown African bull elephant can weigh up to 14,000 pounds. Now, they'll actually eat up to 300 pounds of vegetation every single day. Unfortunately, elephant populations continue to decline, though they face a number of threats. The biggest threat for them is habitat destruction. Luckily, there's one pretty simple thing that each and every one of you can do to help them out, and that is just to recycle any of the old electronics you have lying around in the house. There's a mineral in the batteries of your old devices called coltan. Coltan is mined right in the middle of elephant territory. By recycling those old electronic devices, you reduce the need for more coltan, which reduces the need for new mines, which helps to preserve the elephant's habitat. This is a red clay pit. There are tusk marks here. That's because elephants like to eat red clay. It's a nice little snack for them. It adds vitamins and nutrients into its diet that vegetation alone doesn't have. Alright, my friends, a few more elephants here. Looks like the little one's over by the watering hole. We're gonna keep scooting up and try to get a better look at her.
Ay, mira, pues. Sí, bonito, más Adiós, un bebecito. Hermosa está.
There she is.
Ay, hay gansos rosados.
Mira, ahí es el
Se están
bebé.
bañando.
Ahí es el bebé. Ahí está el bebé.
Vean cómo se revuelca el chiquitico. Está tirando.
She was born right at the end of December.
Lo tapa las maticas.
Sí, los tapan las matitas. Se fue a...
No está ahí, está bien.
No, dime, cómo se apenas. Mira tú cómo come. Comía, ¿no? Cómo come con la nariz. Ay, bebecito.
Alright, great. Nice and
Uy, me la va
close.
con el celular.
And now, my friends, there are some flamingo here. These are greater flamingo. They're the largest in size and the lightest in color of all the different species of flamingo. Do you know what a group of flamingo is? Yeah, great job, A+. It's a flamboyance of flamingo. Now, guys, I can't quite place my finger on it, but something about that island sure seems familiar.
¿Por qué se ven así blancos en vez de rosados? Estos son bebecitos.
Well, my friends, we found some rhino, and these are white rhino. White rhino are the larger of the two types of rhino that live here. They weigh up to 5,000 pounds apiece, and they have a very wide, very flat mouth, which makes it easier to graze on the open grasses of the savanna. Now, if you look to the right, an ostrich back there, a couple of ostrich actually. Ostrich, biggest bird in the world. They are completely flightless. They cannot fly. They can, however, run up to 40 miles an hour. Now, you'd hope that the biggest bird in the world would have the biggest egg in the world, and they do, so it works out. Their eggs can weigh up to 3 pounds each. That's roughly the same as 2 dozen chicken eggs, give or take. A little bit closer to the white rhino here, guys. Do you know what a group of rhino is called? That's right, absolutely, a crash of a rhino. Now, I choose to ask you that if we're lucky enough to find a white rhino rather than back in the forest with the black rhino, because white rhino are very social animals. You can see there's a lot of them. It's easy to live in groups when you have all that wide open space in the savannah. In the forest, black rhino tend to be fairly territorial and relatively solitary. So it's the same term, but it's significantly less applicable over there than it would be right here. And that is where the term crash. Now guys, if you look to the left, but more forward than left, up in the corner there, it's a cheetah. Cheetah are the fastest animals on land. They go from 0 to 60 in just 3 seconds flat with a top speed of 75 miles an hour. Now they can't hold that speed for long, a couple hundred yards. At that point, they're going to start to overheat. Takes a lot of effort to run 75 miles an hour. Now guys, this is my last one, but it's a little bit tricky. Do you know what a group of cheetah is? A group of cheetah is a coalition. Coalition of cheetah, yeah. That one's not as well known. There is a lion right here on the edge. You can see him lying down here. Now I'm sure you knew how to tell the males and the females apart from each other, right? Males have the big beautiful mane, females do not. What you might not have known, the big beautiful mane can weigh up to 40 pounds. Imagine having 40 pounds of hair on your head. Now the mane does a lot more than just look good. It's the lion's primary form of defense. Aside from humans, the only natural threat to a dominant male lion is a rival male. And when two rivals get into a fight, one of them tries to, bite the other one in the neck. Instead of anything important, they're only going to get a mouthful of hair. Looking gorgeous is just a bonus, which is a feeling that I'm pretty familiar with.
Y ellos no tienen salida, o sea, ellos están
Bueno, para que no salten.
Ahorita pasamos con esa distribución otra vez.
One more quick glimpse at the ostrich.
Ah, sí, míralo ahí. ¿Verdad ahí? Tan lindo. No hay montado que montar.
Para hacer carreras de nuestros
And that, my friends, brings us to the edge of the reserve. So we're going to head back to the village. On the way back to the village, we're going to pass by Warden Wilson's house. He's been raising Nigerian dwarf goats, which are primarily a dairy goat. He's also in charge of making sure these animals are protected and that they're taken care of. But it's not just these animals that need help, it's animals all over the world. And, well, that's where you guys come in. And luckily, there are a lot of really little things you can do to help them out, but all add up to make a really big difference. Things like recycling, getting reusable bags for the grocery store, and even just reducing the amount of plastic straws that you use. Now, in addition to being able to reduce, reuse, and recycle, you could also do what we're trying to do right here at Kilimanjaro Safaris. Hopefully that is to educate and inspire. So when you get home, look up your favorite animal and the threats that they're facing in the wild today.